Hey everyone, how you doing? This is Amon Green, Green Bay Packers all-time leader in rushing, and you're watching Packers Total Access Live, your daily source for Packer content. Go Pack, go!
What's up, guys? Welcome into the Packers Total Access postgame show. My name is Clayton. You can check us out on packernet.com. Find me on Twitter at Packers_access. Joined alongside Tim in Green Bay. We got Jacob in Wisconsin here to talk about this Green Bay Packer Thanksgiving Day victory over the Detroit Lions, 31-24. The Packers come into Detroit, 2.5-point underdogs, last line I seen, and they come away with a 7-point victory here. If anybody is wondering what we mean by Toyotathon, Jordan Love, now you know. You shouldn't have to ask again. 4 touchdowns, no interceptions. Just, I'm talking about stone cold. Hey, listen, he missed a couple of throws, but other than that, this dude, he's playing like a top 5 quarterback. And on the national stage, I think they had a stat there that popped up that really caught my attention. And I see the super chats. Thank y'all so much. We'll get to those in a second. I think he tied Brett Favre for the only Packers quarterback in Green Bay history to throw 4 touchdown passes on Thanksgiving Day. So Jordan Love continues to just check all the boxes and all the unique statistics across the board. Absolutely phenomenal day for Green Bay Packer fans as they now we get to kick back on Black Friday and say, all right, Chicago Bears, let's see if you can beat those big bad Eagles if you want the North that bad. So it's going to be a lot of fun. Let's go around the horn with it, Tim. I'm going to start with you, man. How do you feel about this win here, 31-24, Packers over the Lions? Middle eight was tied 7-7. However, the Packers scored just under the 11-minute mark, so you can do with that what you want in the third quarter there, right? So you can almost say that's a middle eight. And I believe the turnover differential was 0-0, right? Nobody turned the ball over, Tim. Is that how you remember?
We came close. Thank you, Rasheed Walker.
I'm going to send him on a go route, Tim. I said it on Twitter. I need to see him on a go route with those hands. You know what I mean?
For sure, man. What a game, though, right? Entertaining ball game, hard-fought ball game, 2 banged-up teams going at it. Just an excellent team win once again. And I'm just going to go ahead and say it. I think there's a big part of the fan base that owes Dontavion Wicks an apology. I think they owe Matt LaFleur an apology and put some respect on those names. What an incredible performance. Hope Devontae Wyatt's okay. That's that did not look good. I don't want to assume anything, but that didn't look great. But just an incredible performance by our defense. And, yeah, Toyotathon offense in full effect. Jordan was definitely throwing some dime pieces out there today. Incredible performance all around.
Yeah, and as Soder says here with the super chat, thank you, Soder. He says, balls of stone, Matt LaFleur on that 4th down call. Jacob, I don't want to hear another fan say that he is not aggressive enough. You had a 3rd and 3 where I thought you should have ran the ball. If you don't get it, you run 40 seconds off the clock, you punt that thing away, pin them deep, and let your defense win it. Matt said, no, we're throwing. It fell incomplete. Matt said, you know what? No, we're going to throw again on 4th down, and they pick it up. I don't know how anybody can say that Matt LaFleur is too conservative at this point. But Jacob, what do you think about the game here on the surface, man?
Bro, I could not be more happier. I mean, this is unbelievable. What a way to keep Thanksgiving feeling as if that it's blessed to be a Packer fan. I was screaming at the top of my lungs. I'm so surprised I can even speak right now because I was going hard in the paint. To your point, Matt LaFleur, 2 touchdowns on 4th down, absolutely balls of glory. Just, I mean, when you talk again, like Matt LaFleur he's so conservative. Why isn't the piss hot? The all gas, no break, blah, blah, blah. Well, here it is. The guy came in and you wonder why, because we had to have a little bit of a conservative play call in the last game because we're saving up for the good stuff. That's what's happening. We knew that we had an absolute, and to the Lions' point, credit, they came in and they were firing on all cylinders, man. Like, it's as soon as I thought that something was going to happen, the defense goes and makes a play, and then the Lions, to their credit, they kept crawling back, kept keeping it a 10-point game. And at the last second, it basically took an absolute all-out team win. And also, to Tim's credit, let's talk about hopefully Devontae Wyatt. Let's send up some prayers for him. I hope it's not as bad as we probably think it is, but that's an absolute dog right there. Micah Parsons, Dontravion, sorry, Emilio. Dontravion Wicks. I mean, what an absolute.
Who?
I'm just saying, bro. Let's go. Team win.
Yeah. Yeah, Wicks had a heck of a game here. 7 targets, 6 catches, 94 yards, 2 touchdowns. Give the man a turkey leg, please. Christian Watson had 10 targets, only 4 catches, but 80 yards and a tutter on that little up or out and up route. Some call it a stick knob, what have you. Man, what a great route and a great throw by Jordan Love putting it on the money. And by the way, that 4th down throw to seal the game, another fadeaway throw. I hope Mina Kimes puts that out there in a tweet where she said, kind of poking fun at him, always making those fadeaway throws. Boy, that one was on the money. We got a super chat here from Caterpillar. Appreciate you so much. Very generous. $31.24. Obviously, the score 31-24 Packers win. Get those super chats ready. The boys need some updated equipment. Happy Thanksgiving, PTA family, and hit that like button, y'all. Go Pack Go. Thank you so much, Caterpillar. Yeah, as you can see, I'm on the road with the mini NASA laptop. I'm in here in a Vikings fan's bedroom. You see those Vikings jerseys up there? Jared Allen jersey. That was my hard-earned dollar that paid for that, too. It's unbelievable. My wife would purchase that for him. But it's the way it goes. There was about 140-pound German Shepherd laying on that bed just a second. I walked in, it looked like a damn grizzly bear. I was like, what are you doing in here? It scared the crap out of me. But we got him out of the room with the turkey bones, so we're good there, man. But thank you so much for the super chat, Caterpillar. Appreciate you. Moving along here, Chester Marco being a member for 2 months. Thank you. The helmet did its job again. So Chester Marco, we've been kind of texting back and forth a little bit, and he wears a helmet sometimes when the game gets tight. All right, he puts a helmet on at home. Jacob, you've never done that, have you?
I actually do that all the time, or I have to grip a certain ball, or I do a certain chant. Yeah, I understand. Chester did it. He had the right voodoo.
There you go. Thank you so much for being a member here, Chester. Super chat from Biz1987. Thank you, buddy. He says, Matt LaFleur with some gutsy calls, solid performance. Usually not to complain, but the refs made it close. Happy Thanksgiving to my second family, PTA. A happy Thanksgiving to you, Biz. Yeah, I put a tweet out about that, too. I'm like, boys, it's getting harder and harder and harder every week to defend the league. When you see these calls that come in, and it's like it's never in favor of the team winning. You notice that? And you can almost always look up and you can go, I'll be damned. Yeah, that helps them get closer to the spread, right? It just always seems to work that way. And I'm quite frankly, I'm getting tired of covering for them because I'm always the guy going, stop with the conspiracy theories. But that non-PI call on Christian Watson, clearly pass interference. And boy, oh boy, the very next drive when the Lions need to be bailed out on a negative play, what happened? They barely a little bit of contact at the top of the route, illegal contact, give them another shot. So anyway, I don't want to harp on that too much. I just want to say, Biz, I understand what you're saying, sir. Completely understand what you're saying. And again, it's on the road, and that's why they get the points the way they do on the road. So Chris the Casual in with the super chat. The boys played with Super Bowl energy today. Prayers up for Wyatt. Listen, yeah. Devontae Wyatt, Tim, we talked about this earlier in the year, man. When Devontae Wyatt went out of this defense, that defense looked totally different. And finally, we get him back, and all of a sudden the defense is humming again. That's a big loss if it's something significant. Have you heard anything, Tim, to this point? Do we have any kind of speculation at all? I know we try not to do that, but
I mean, I'll speculate a little bit. Seeing him on the cart without an air cast on, I guess, is probably a good sign. Looked like they had a towel over his leg, and it looked like a typical friendly fire, kind of just one of those fluke football plays, kind of landed funny on his leg there. And, that's one big boy falling on another big boy and then hitting the turf. Those never look good, but I would anticipate Mr. Wyatt missing a few weeks at the very least. But hey, at least we've got some time off now, and he can get back to Green Bay and get that checked out, and hopefully we'll have more info. But that did not look good. I texted you guys in the private chat when I saw it. I'm like, oh, for sure he's getting carted off. You could just tell. Those big guys, man, right? We're talking the biggest of the big out there on the field. Those type of injuries tend to be a lot more sensitive when you're dealing with all that weight and muscle on those frames. So prayers up for Heavy D for sure.
Yeah, and Jacob, the thing too that I think people, I know I take it for granted all the time as just a fan. You get those big guys moving in the trenches, and it's like, fill your gap, do your job, right? And then you think about all the stuff that's happening around their ankles, their legs constantly. Another 300-pound guy rolling right into the side of their knee, their ankle. It's a tough look. What do you think with Wyatt, man? You think, again, we don't want to speculate too much, but to me, it looked pretty darn bad. And Tim, I understand what you're saying with with no air cast would make you think there's no break. However,
Right. Doesn't mean he didn't
towel,
tear a bunch of ligaments in his knee or something,
but the
or
towel over it too is like, what were they covering up, right? Like,
right.
it's just tough all the way around. Jacob, you got anything to add to the Devontae White injury?
I mean, I'm no doctor, you know that, but I will say that the way that he reacted, the way that they went to a commercial break, the way that the announcers reacted, it just felt like that it was something a little more than just kind of a tweak or that sort of thing. And then obviously to Tim's point, when you don't see the air cast, that's somewhat of a good sign, I guess, but at the same time,
I don't know. I'm not a doctor.
So I'm not going to sit here and really speculate much more than that. I will say that if there is a snowball's chance in hell that guy come back at the end of the season, maybe if we make a playoff run, like to your point, he is an absolute beast in that middle. Everybody wants to give Parsons his flowers, which we will, and he should have going forward. But it's the fact that other guys utilize the opportunities they have when they have to worry about a Parsons, and they maybe double team, triple team him. And to his credit, he has just absolutely showed up, just shown what it means to actually be as high as a draft pick as he was. And people that started to kind of maybe, thinking, oh, he may be a bust, this or that. I think as time progresses, we're starting to see that some of these, earlier draft picks that we were starting to kind of get a little bit naysayer on are starting to show up. Once they develop a little bit and they start playing together, I mean, it's starting to look good.
Yeah, definitely. So thank you for that super chat, Chris. Appreciate you. Doug with the super chat. The scorn on CV's missed tackle is misplaced. He delayed the running back enough that the linebacker should have finished the tackle. So I love that you're defending Carrington Valentine there. He had a couple of missed tackles, but listen, there was other guys that had missed tackles too. The Lions are a tough team to bring down. They're tough runners. The running backs are tough with the ball. Sam Laporta obviously wasn't on the field, but he kind of plays cut from the same cloth. Amon-Ra St. Brown went out early, thank goodness, right, that we didn't have to deal with him all day. He's tough to bring down. Jameson Williams, same thing, right?
I don't like that guy.
Yeah, I hate how cocky he is and how mouthy he is, but boy, you cannot deny the talent. That dude he's talented, no doubt about it. And he's another one of those guys too, Tim. You look at the PFF grade, and he's usually in the 60s, right? But then you see him play and you go, yeah, he's better than the 60s. That's for sure. He's a dynamic player. I hate how mouthy he is. I'm sure they hate how mouthy Keyshawn Nixon is too, though.
Yeah, we've got a few of those guys on our
Keyshawn was going hard, dude.
Every team needs a handful of those guys on your field, right? And CV missing that tackle there. Hey, it's unfortunate because it led to a tutter, right? That's why we're giving it that scrutiny. And I think if anybody on earth knows what they did wrong there, it's CV. I mean, he's going to watch the tape and he's going to know right away he should have wrapped up there. It is what it is. He was where he was supposed to be, tried to make a play on the ball, just couldn't finish the tackle. Doug makes a good point too. We had backers in the area. It's just tough, I'm not going to look too deep into that. Obviously, we know Carrington Valentine is one of our top talents there in the secondary. So I'm willing to just chalk that up as to one of those. It's just one of those unfortunate football plays that, led to a score.
Yep. I'll be honest. I thought it was a absolutely terrible mismatch on misplay on his part. He just needs to wrap up, throw his arms out a little bit and wrap up. He had a couple other ones that I would say. So he had a bad game in my opinion, but he's going to come back and he's way too good of a player to let that kind of sink into his brain. I think the fact that we won the game is going to absolutely boost his confidence just a little bit more. But yeah, I thought he definitely needed to play better. I think that he will play better going forward because he is a really good cornerback in this league. I don't think this will dissuade him too much.
Yeah, completely agree.
Yep.
All right. Thank you, Doug, for the super chat. We got Soder with the super chat. Appreciate you, buddy. Says the White injury is concerning. Tom Petty, quote, even the losers on loop yields a good output in close games. Quote, 2 cars parked on the overpass. Are these Tom Petty songs? We're
Tom Petty lyrics, yeah. Sing it, Clayton. You know it.
I don't know it.
No, I'm not going to sing it. You didn't think I was going to sing it.
No, but yeah, I'm with you though, Soder. The White injury is concerning. And again, there comes a point in the season where you got to look up and go, damn, boys, how many injuries can we overcome? But Matt LaFleur, you got to tip your cap to him. You got to tip your cap to Jeff Hafley. They just keep coming back for more, man. And correct me if I'm wrong, guys. And there's a lot going on here. It's hard to really focus on the game when you got a room full of people talking and everything. This Thanksgiving thing getting in the way of football, But did you guys feel like special teams played pretty good, or was it just me? I felt like they held their own. No mistakes today, really. There no big returns, right? Everybody, McManus hit his kicks. So
the one thing that was confusing to me is that the whole first half, every single kickoff that McManus did, he booted it into the end zone, and they start at the 35. That bothered me a lot. And then all of a sudden, he starts booting it, and then as soon as he kicks it not in the end zone, we usually are fielding him around the 25 to 30. And to me, that was the only criticism I would have on the special teams. But I thought overall that they did great. Yeah.
Gotcha. And for me, it's a little bit different. I kind of look at it like this light's hanging on for dear life here. I kind of look at it like I told you guys in the chat, Jacob and Tim, I want to get your take on this. I kind of look at it like, okay, there's a reason they're kicking in the end zone. Maybe they're not happy with where their kick coverage is in practice. And it's like, okay, it's a little too leaky. Let's just let them have the 35 as opposed to potentially giving up a big one. So I can understand why you feel like that, Jacob. But the first time we get a big return, I would be like, just kick the damn thing in the end zone. That would be me. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know, Tim, how do you feel about that, man?
Yeah, it's tough. I'm not a big fan of the new kickoff rules to begin with, so I'm probably a bad person to ask. But I agree, Clayton. Sometimes, you take the lesser of two evils. I'd rather them start on the 35 than, on the 50 or something, because there's an issue with coverage team. But I think all in all, they held it together. The other thing we're not considering is, McMoney is kind of just really getting his leg under him again. And it's been a while since we've really had, him kicking inside a dome. And, it can be tough to kind of just find your groove there on those kickoffs, trying to play that game with the landing zone or whatever.
That's a good point, Tim.
So, it could just be a minor tweak to his kickoff game. I believe his last one did land in the zone, and it was brought out to like the
whole second half he did. Yeah,
he
it literally was
much better. So he probably dialed it back in,
Yep.
All right, next super chat here, Godsmack. Thank you so much, buddy. He says, I love Clay Matthews, but Micah Parsons is the best defender we've had since Reggie White. Also, Wicked Wicks balled out today. Yeah, I mean, again, I love Clay Matthews too. And if I'm trying to take myself back to 2010 and 2012, around those years and go, okay, how did I feel about Clay? Clay was a dog. Clay was not Micah Parsons. There's no doubt about it. Like Micah, again today, 8 tackles, 4 solo, 2.5 sacks, 3 tackles for a loss with 4 quarterback hits.
That's crazy.
It's just when you needed a freaking play, every now and again he has to step out for a gasser. Like, all right, guys, let me catch my breath. All right, I'm back in. Next play, bang, sack. It's like, jeez, oh, Pete, this dude. Yep. Thank you, Jerry. # thank you, Jerry.
Thank you, Jerry.
So I agree. How do you guys feel like that? And then we'll get into Wicks here in a second. Micah Parsons, Clay Matthews. Am I wrong there? Because I agree with Godsmack. I think Micah's way above where Clay Matthews was. Clay Matthews was one hell of a football player.
Yeah, I think that's 100% fair, which says a lot about all these players that we're discussing, right? And I don't think any of us expected that we'd see, someone have that type of influence on our defense like Reggie White did when he, was signed as a free agent here all those years ago. And lo and behold, we do it again, and we get Micah Parsons, and the impact cannot be denied. You're seeing this week to week. We've talked about really the last 2 to 3 games. You've really seen Micah kind of get his stride, full speed after not having a preseason or a training camp. He is definitely 100%, bringing the juice, bringing the heat. And it's so cool to see him utilized in so many different ways. Yes. I'm so tired of hearing about him as an edge rusher. Oh, he's a great edge rusher. He's more than an edge rusher, guys. Yeah. And it's peppered all over the tape this year, if you don't believe me. So I can't wait for Chalk Talk this week, Clay. It's going to be a lot of fun putting that together.
Yeah. Jake, so to get your take on Micah, Next Gen Stats tweeted this out. Shout out to Jacob Morley, who just tweeted it, and I've seen it on my timeline. Micah Parsons generated 10 pressures, 2.5 sacks on Thanksgiving for a 38.5% pressure rate. The highest in a game. The highest in a game since his rookie season. Parsons created 4 pressures and recorded 1.5 sacks on just 6 pass rushes on third downs alone. So on third downs, 6 pass rushes, 4 of those 6 were pressures, 1.5 sacks on third downs.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Absolutely. And as impressive as that is, I think that what Chewy right here is saying is I still do not see the weakness, quote unquote, that the Dallas fans said Micah had in the run game. Dallas coping hard. If you guys remember, and then I'll go right back to Godsmack's talking about the Reggie White stuff and all that, he looked great. And I think that even, I can't remember if it was Brady or whoever the announcer is, Burkhart, was talking about how we got to try to run at Micah. There was a couple plays where he shed the blocker, made a play in the backfield. I mean, absolutely just kind of takes over the game. And to Tim's point, you don't know where he's going to line up. There are certain pass rushes where it's like they're going to just be predominantly off the left edge, right edge. This guy will come in left edge, right edge. He'll come and start all of a sudden dancing around in the middle, doing that Joker kind of mug looking thing. He'll come in over the guard. He'll hit the center. He doesn't give a you know what about where he's going to line up. He just matters if he can get to that quarterback. It's like he's a lion and they've got a freaking bag of meat hanging over the quarterback's head. And to be honest, I'm surprised that Jared Goff didn't fumble that ball more than or at all, because the 2 times that he hit him, he rocked that dude. I mean, he absolutely rocked him to the point where I was just like, wow. If anything, I gave a little bit more respect to Jared Goff because I didn't know the dude could hang in like that and hold the ball that way. I mean, you start gripping, stuff that hard. I start thinking about girls at the club. I mean,
easy.
Hey, not like that club. I'm talking about the pole, not that. Oh, jeez.
Unbelievable. Tim, see, this is why we can't have nice things. Dontavion Wicks also mentioned in that super chat there, where he said that also Wicked Wicks balled out today. Again, we already kind of talked about it, but Dontavion Wicks, 7 targets, 6 catches, 94 yards, 15.7 average with 2 touchdowns and a long of 30 yards. Wicks just absolutely going off. Tim, he's got another year under his contract. We talk about it. Watson's under contract through next year, right? Wicks is under contract through next year. Reed is under contract through next year and plus one, I believe. Yeah, plus one more, right? And, of course, you've got Matthew Golden, who we're looking to try to get. How cool is this? You dropped 31, Tim. You dropped 31 on the lines on Thanksgiving Day in front of the whole world, right? And you did it without your first-round pick, Matthew Golden, without Tucker Kraft, your number 1 tight end. I mean, what else can you ask for, man? This offense, and it wasn't like they ran away with the game. It was like, okay, Detroit catches up. Jordan's like, nah, come on, boys. Let's go ahead and put a scoring drive together real quick.
Yeah, and every time we had a little bump in the road, somebody else stepped up, right? We saw Luke Musgrave with an incredible
great
I almost
play.
had to do a double
Great
take.
catch.
Like, wow, unbelievable, right? You saw Christian Watson, completing the route tree bag of tricks today, man. He was running any and everything and looking really crisp. And then, Tay Wicks literally running out of his own shoes there to seal the game for us at the end. I love it. And like I said, man, a lot of you haters owe Tay Wicks a big apology, because before you know it, you know what we're going to be saying, right? We're going to be saying,
pay that man his money.
Right. So I seen this image before I put it on the screen, and I didn't notice the line in the background at the kiddie table. So
and who's that in the background in the picture frame? It looks like, is that Wicks and LaFleur or Love and LaFleur?
It looks like Love and LaFleur. I get this little screen. Watch me get up here like a creeper. Yeah, that's Love and LaFleur. It kind of looks like the Toyota-thon shirt. I ain't gonna lie.
I think it might be.
I love that the Thanksgiving feast is just a gigantic table full of cheese. I love
yes,
it.
Exactly. All the spreads, right? Looks like Mandy's charcuterie board downstairs, which
there you go.
I may or may not have hit way too hard before we started eating real food, but
it's pronounced charcuterie. Thank you.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Or as my buddy Willie says, shout out to Willie over here, contractor here in the area. He always says, could you get Mandy to make me one of them there fancy Lunchables? That's what he says. It's a fancy Lunchable. But yeah, love the line back there at the kids' table. Absolutely awesome. And there's just nothing better. Everybody paying homage to John Madden today. It seemed like every other commercial break they were mentioning John Madden. You got the Fox theme music. You got Packers, Lions, and Jordan Love and Matt LaFleur just go in there and stomp the ever-living. I mean, I love it, dude. You never felt like the Packers weren't going to win this game. You got a little bit worried. I got a little bit worried at the end, like, okay, boys, let's don't let them back in this thing, right? But you never felt like, oh, no, we're going to lose this game. Not one time today, not once, which I think is very telling, man. Super chat here. Don't mean to cover you up, Tim. Let me get that back off. I wish you guys could see how small everything is on the screen for me. I don't even know how I'm seeing this, John. But Soder with the super chat, thank you so much. The lack of DPI calls defensive pass interference calls kept the lines in the game. That's very true, Soder. Very true. If
I mean,
they
we
give
saw
you
that against Minnesota, right? They weren't calling nothing when that
there you go.
Vikings offense was on the field in the second half. So,
Yeah.
Well, and not only the DPIs, which were absolutely true, at least 2 or 3 that were in major situations, but you could literally hear Micah Parsons on one of those plays where I think they did like an outside run to the right, where they held him so bad, he went, he can't do that. And they just
Right.
kind of, it just was
he was talking
ridiculous.
to old Reno 911 out there too.
Who?
He's like Micah.
You
He was
know.
talking to
Yeah, I know. I'm
old
just
Ronnie
saying that
Torbert. He said,
that
"Man,
old
you gotta
dirtbag.
call
Yeah,
one of these, dude. You gotta call one of these." The
yeah.
thing
Yeah.
I like about Micah though is he adapts the game. If you notice, a lot of those sacks, he got home and just used the speed. It's like I'm not even going to hang around enough for you to even get a hand on me. I'm going to strike and I'm out and I'm to the quarterback. Especially that one on Goff.
I was gonna
I mean,
say
he just absolutely smoked that tackle off the snap.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's great.
And we got a new number here. I won't put it on the screen, but how do you say? Is it Kalshi or Kalshi Sports, the new gambling service? Kalshi. How would you pronounce it?
I've heard Kelshi, yeah.
Okay.
Or
So
no, Kalshi, yeah.
I don't know. I'm not a doctor.
Kalshi, Kushi. All right, not Kushi. All right. Kalshi Sports knew the Packers now have a commanding 73% chance to win the NFC North now. So it's Packers 73, Chicago 24, Detroit is down to 7% chance of winning the North now. So everybody check on your local Detroit Lions fan. They are not well today. All right. The Bears have officially passed them up. And I believe that window may be closing really, really fast for the Detroit Lions. So I completely agree about the DPI calls there, Soder. A couple of those get called, and all of a sudden, the
that game
Packers
would have been
probably
over a lot sooner than it was, right?
Right. Yeah. And again, somebody had mentioned Luke Musgrave. One target, one huge catch for 23 yards, laid out, diving grab. You've seen him. Now, you didn't feel like he was playing tight end right there, right? It was almost like, I know he may not have been split out wide, but that looked like a big receiver running a route. I want to see him utilize him like that, man. Split him out wide. Make them decide, too. Oh, I said a bad word. Oh, crap, 88's out there, right? 88's on the field. Let's put a corner on him. Good luck with that. He's going to be 6 inches taller than him, right? Well, you walk a linebacker out there, good luck with that. He's going to run right by the linebacker. I'm telling you, if they unlock Luke Musgrave, and that was the type of play you think of, a deep cross or something like that, right, Tim? But what a hell of a grab, man. Absolutely awesome.
Yeah, and 81, Wiley, our tight end, was blocking his ass off today. I'm sure a couple of those will pop up on Film Breakdown when we go through the All-22. But I think you're right. I think when it comes to utilizing 88 out there, I think Matt's interested in his ability as a pass catcher. And when we needed one, I mean, we needed that one. That was an absolute clutch play. And happy for Musgrave, man. He's due for that. And boy, I tell you, if he starts getting hot here down the stretch towards the end of the season, that's really going to help this Packers offense for sure.
Yeah, Jacob, what did you think about Musgrave, man? And like I said, I know it's just one target, one catch, but that was that on a third down? Am I thinking right, or was it?
Yes.
Was it
Yep. Yeah, Musgrave, and not just a good catch. I'm talking a diving catch, reaching out, securing the ball with a hands catch, tucking it in as he does that kind of rollover type thing.
He's a grown ass man now, and
he is, Tim. That's a good point. He just, like you said, just clutch. And I believe that there was, probably 5 or 6 different clutch. I mean, it made it a great game to watch. Was it nerve wracking? Was I screaming at the top of my lungs? Abso-freaking-lutely. It was probably more aggressive than I should have been, but it was exactly what we needed from him. Like, one catch, one target. We expect more from him as a second round player. Maybe at this point but he's starting to Tim's point. He's coming to his own, and now he's going to have those opportunities. As of today, he's 1 for 1 for 100% and looks pretty darn good. So he deserves a turkey leg, in my opinion. I'm excited to see to that point what Matt LaFleur says to these guys in the locker room, because I just feel like he's got to riz these dudes up right now, because they came out there and it was real easy to kind of tuck tail because we kept putting points on the board, and then the Lions, to their credit, kept just coming back. And you know what? It was weird because it felt like the defense was playing their butts off. It really did. And all of a sudden you just, Jamison Williams looked great. Jahmyr Gibbs, how about this, guys? Stopping him for 20 carries for only 68 yards, averaging 3.4, no tutties. He does look amazing. He is a little jitterbug out there. He is running like just the fastest. He might be the fastest running back I've seen in the league in a long time. I mean, he is explosive for the size he is. But this defense, man, I could not be more proud of what they did. I'm just happy.
Knucklehead Paul with the super chat. Thank you, Paul. Appreciate you. He says, do we start looking for a veteran defensive tackle? Hey, the problem with that, Paul, in my opinion, and I could be wrong, those guys aren't just growing on trees. They're not just hanging around in free agency. Good defensive tackles, especially 3-techs like Devontae White, man, they're few and far between.
BJ Raji, let's go.
I think what you're probably going to end up doing here is hope that LVN gets healthy, because we were already kind of using him in the 3-tech a little bit. Maybe you'll see LVN's snap count go up significantly. I would imagine that would happen. Warren Brinson flashed last week, right? So maybe they continue to lean on him a little bit. But yeah, I don't know how you guys feel. I don't know if there's a D tackle out there that comes to mind for you. I hate to be the bearer of bad news. I just don't think there's solid ones that are just floating around out there, Paul, unfortunately.
I would agree with that. I think I'd feel a lot more comfortable knowing just how much time Devontae Wyatt's going to end up missing before we even consider going to the market. And great point about Warren Brinson. I thought he flashed a couple times today as well, especially in the run fits. And then Big Nas Stackhouse getting some snaps out there too. So, there is some young talent in that room. And sometimes the best thing to do with young talent is throw them right into the fire. And, it's sink or swim kind of thing. And, you kind of hope for the best, because this time of year, everyone's banged up, and a lot of times it gets worse before it gets better. You get a couple guys back and then you lose a guy. That's just the nature of football, right?
That's the way it goes. I mean, look at the Lions, right? They lose Amon-Ra St. Brown right off the bat.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Jacob, you got anything to add to that question there at all, man?
No, I think that Tim's right. And other than that, I mean, maybe we call up old BJ Raji and say, hey, buddy, we got a lot of these guys coming out of retirement. You want to come over here and get yourself another belt and start doing that nice little dance you do?
BJ Raji, man.
Thick.
It's going to sound really weird. I've tried to find BJ Raji.
Yeah, he just kind of stepped away from football, right?
He stepped away from everything, Tim. He's gone. There's no trace of him whatsoever. Now, if I remember correctly, his parents were Pentecostal pastors, right?
Okay.
So maybe he's with them doing some missionary stuff. I don't know. But Jacob, I can't find him anywhere on the face of the planet, dude. I've looked social media, no trace. You'd think you'd hear, oh, he's doing this with his parents' church or something. There's nothing. My man said, you know what? Let me go out here and bully these guys a little bit, right? Let me get a Super Bowl ring, and I'm just going to walk off into the sunset.
We'll always have the pick six, right?
That's what I'm saying, man. But to Tim's point, though, I do think that Brinson and Stackhouse, they're young, maybe a little unexperienced for sure, but I think that they have proven now that they can start to kind of step up in big situations. I think we know what we have in Kobe and Brooks. And like to Clayton's point, if we can get LVN moving inside, and also the fact that we are able to move Parsons around the way we do is just an unbelievable kind of asset that I don't think people have enough respect on. And also, I will say one probably popular game ball that maybe is a little bit kind of under the radar. I think Kingsley Enagbare has been playing unfrickin' real, and probably most people wouldn't even recognize that. I just feel like that he is, when he's in there and randomly he will just come up in a huge way. Even if he doesn't quite make the play, he's setting the play up so that others can go in and make their that play. And also Evan Williams, dude. I love this defense so much. Although that we put up that, like I said, the scores are a little misleading because I feel like the defense played so well. And we don't want to let 24 or whatever it was points go, but I just feel like to your point, I never felt like it was really out of control. I just felt like we had this game the whole time.
I agree with what you're saying. I felt that way about Zay McDuffie today. Second week in a row. That guy was just an absolute monster out there. He had a play. He moved that D line over two gaps, sniffed out the run, and then filled the open gap, tackling the ball carrier for a loss or no gain. I mean, it's just incredible to see him really step up, and we need it. We saw Cooper get banged up today. Hopefully that's nothing long-term. It was nice to see him come back out on the field. But Zay McDuffie, man, green dot kind of being another, if Kobe Wooden's the general, then I think Zay McDuffie's like first lieutenant or something out there. They're kind of running that defense down there in the trenches, and it's really fun to watch.
Yeah, 12 tackles, 7 total. Or I'm sorry, 7 solo, 2 tackles for loss. Tim absolutely had a game.
Yeah,
led the team, right? Jacob led the
Yes,
team
sir.
in tackles.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Now, Tim, did you? And again, everything was kind of a blur earlier. Did you say Cooper did come back on the field?
Yeah, we did see Edge Coop back. He went off. He went in the blue tent, and then he came back, and I did see him on the field there.
Right. Good deal. That's great news. All right, super chat here from Godsmack. Thank you so much, Godsmack. He says, "I have never seen our man Ron Tobert, throw so few flags. Was he sick today? Feels like the Twilight Zone." And again, we wanted him to throw that one on Christian Watson, but listen, the one with Christian Watson sucked. Don't get me wrong. But I was also thinking it's probably that sideline judge's job, and it's that side of the body's kind of blocked. So I'm trying to make excuses for him. But on that very next drive, when they called that illegal contact on the Packers with the receiver just kind of running through I was like, okay, now this seems really weird. So, but yeah, fewer flags better than more. That's for sure. Thank you for the super chat, guys. Smack He Soda with the super chat. Thank you. The D giving up first downs after getting the lines in second and third and long was frustrating. Got to figure that stuff out. Yeah.
I figured it out.
Yeah, I guess we did.
All a damn hold at least once.
Dude, he was, literally, Micah, every play was looking at the officials like, what? Like Jacob said in their chat, it was on running plays too. He's getting held on running plays. Like, what are we doing?
Yeah, no, I don't want to cry and blame it on Reno 911 or anything in these officials, but I will say it would be nice to get at least some consistency with the officiating. That'd be
that's
really nice.
That's all I've ever
consistent.
asked.
You can be consistently crap. That's fine. Just this back and forth unbalanced stuff was incredible. But actually, that's a great point though that he's making, because normally, we saw that on the opening kickoff. We saw a flag, and I went, "Oh boy, here we go." Ronnie Boy's our ref. Here we go. Flag 1 of 15,000 today. But all in all, it could have been worse with the amount of flags that were thrown. I'd just like to see it be more consistent.
Yeah. What do you guys think? Do us a quick favor. Hit that like button for us real quick. We got a bunch of people in here. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. Just take a quick second, smash that like button. Go ahead, Jacob, with that comment you had there. I'm sorry, man.
No, just the the pillar, the Mount Rushmore of Packer PTA fans here. Cheesehead Murph is in the chat. He's talking about how the DPA they didn't call as the makeup for the Matt LaFleur timeout. Now, but to be fair, did you hear what they said on the announcement?
Yeah, no, Matt got the call in.
He was screaming, and they didn't catch that but they just saw that the fact that he was hitting the actual timeout, they caught that. What it was just a split second after the snap, but they claimed he was screaming it so loud and on the sideline
that's why they say calling timeout, right? You don't have to physically. You're calling it, screaming, and the head coach is the only one on the sideline that can call it, correct?
In theory,
he's running down the sideline screaming timeout, 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 and then they finally see him at the end, play chart in hand and everything.
But I agree, that did look bad.
Yeah. And they asked Matt in the presser, and they said, "Do you think they got that call right on the timeout?" And they said, Matt said, "Of course they did," and he winked at them. Is what they said. I love it. Matt's kind of rubbing it in a little bit. You love to see that. And we'll hit this one then. I see your super chat, Soda. We'll be right there, buddy. Doc Torganzo says, Walker saved the day with that fumble recovery. Not sure we win if we lost that ball right there. Look at this, boys. Jacob Morley tweeted it out. Look what he says here. So it's Green Bay fumbles, right? Build the statue. And I love how he didn't even take the time to get a clean highlight there. This is the most crooked highlight you've ever seen. It shows that recovery for Rasheed Walker, man. Just what a and I love how he walked back to the huddle too. You guys notice he walked back to the huddle, kind of looking at everybody like, no big deal. I got you.
Yeah.
I'm glad you got
it. No big deal. I just saved the game for us. I love it.
No big deal for you. I just threw up in the damn trash can over here. But yeah, okay, cool.
And I see Rome getting dragged a lot for coughing that up. Hey, watch that. That's a bang bang play there. He's turning out of that reception, and it just got popped out. It happens.
Yeah, definitely. Soda with the super chat. Thank you, Soda. The D giving up first downs after getting the line. Oh, we already hit that one, didn't we? I apologize. Yeah, we got that one. All right. I'm going to try to read this. No, Jacob, help me out here. What's the name here?
Nawacracha 8351 says, "Look, Romeo Dobbs needs to be signed. He's clutch, and he's the only wideout that's consistent." I would say the only one.
Tim says, "Pay everybody." I love it.
Get him signed for a reasonable contract, but I do love the way that he's progressed, for sure.
Yeah. I would love to have him. The problem is you can't sign everybody.
Yep.
I mean, honestly, if you look at just the performance today, and I know one game doesn't decide it, but I mean, if you looked at the receivers today and said, okay, you can only sign one of these guys long term, who would it be? Romeo Dobbs, he had 4 catches for 20 yards and a touchdown. Don't get me wrong, important touchdown. You had Christian Watson, 4 catches for 80 yards and a touchdown, or Dontavion Wicks, 6 catches for 94 yards, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah.
So it's something that I know it's not a popular opinion because there's no real arguing point, but this coaching staff and this front office, they can kind of sit back and go, you know what? We're in no rush. We feel good about what we got. And if Rome doesn't want to sign a team-friendly deal, and listen, he shouldn't be expected to. He should be able to go make his money, right?
Yeah.
And get what he's worth. But if you look up and go, Matthew Golden, Christian Watson, Dontavion Wicks, Savion Williams, we've seen the contested catch in New York on one leg.
And
we haven't seen the ceiling for him. Yeah, I mean, it's just tough. You can't pay everybody, But again, I want Romeo on this team for the right price. I just, if we're talking about paying him number 1 wide receiver money, you just can't do that. You can't, So
Yep.
I don't know if you guys got anything to add to that, but thank you for that super chat. So I appreciate you.
To Jake Cole's point, he says Reed, Golden, Watson, Wicks, and then you still got guys like Heath. You still got guys like Savion. You still got guys that are,
Yeah, I didn't even mention Reed, did I? That's probably the number 1
it's
guy.
just you get to that point where you're like, we talked about a lot, progress stoppers and people that not necessarily that you would want off your team. Like, we don't want Dobbs off our team, but does that mean that it's going to stop or hinder the progression of some of these young players that in the next 2, 3, 4 years could end up being types of players that we think are up to, like, Reed's caliber, or, enter veteran player here? It's a tough situation. It kind of harkens back to like the year of like 2010 when we had 5, 6 unbelievable wide receivers, the Jonesies and Jennings and Driver, and you just had such a deep bench.
Jordy.
It's like Jordy, yes, and you can't pay them all. And every now and then you get a strike of lightning where it's just like you look at your roster and you're like, holy crap, you've got a lot of great players on this team. I think we're blessed right now with all the injuries you've had that we're still cranking out some quality wins because of the fact that we've done so good in the draft, even though people want to sit here and snark at Goody at some of those quote unquote draft picks. So
yeah. Tim, you got anything to add to that, buddy? I know you want Dobby back too, man. It's just it's tough, man. It's going to be one of those. It's a good problem to have, but at the same time, you're going to let a good receiver probably walk because, maybe it don't make sense to pay him what he's actually worth.
Right, and you don't expect a guy like that on the rise, young player signing his first big real contract in the league to, take a pay cut. We always, as a fan, we want our guys to do it for the love and for the team and all that. And,
right.
A lot of them do, but that only goes so far, right? At the end of the day, it's a business. And, just like you can't block a promotion with a coach, you shouldn't, try and stymie a promotion for a young player, right? So, if it's ultimately not Green Bay for Rome, I'm going to wish him the best wherever he goes, except when he's lined up against us, in a matchup. But you never know. I mean, we've seen Goody pull off some magic before with roster alignment in these contract structures. So I'm not saying it's an impossibility, but I'm with you, Clay. I think it's a pretty high likelihood that Rome's probably not a Packer next year. So I guess we'll have to put a Super Bowl ring on his finger before he leaves, right?
Hey, let's do it. Let's send him out right if he's not going to be here for sure. Michael with the super chat. Thank you so much, Michael. Appreciate you, buddy. He says, if we tackle on defense, specifically Carrington Valentine on the flat route, this game isn't even close. Love this team. Win, though. Go, Pack, go. It's a great point. Like, even though you never felt like you were going to lose this ball game, and it probably should have been a 10-point victory as opposed to a 7-point victory, you still didn't play nowhere near your best football. That's what's crazy. You can look up and you still see a couple of drops. You still see, maybe early on Jordan missing on a couple of throws, right? Maybe you didn't completely agree with some of the moves that Matt LaFleur made, going for it on 4th down or what have you, right? It's just, it still hasn't completely come together. But man, oh man, when you need a play, Micah Parsons makes a play. When you need a play on offense, somebody steps up. Today it was Dontavion Wicks, right? And Romeo had a tutter too, right?
Yeah, he did. On a beautiful, beautiful number 10, because he only throws dimes, J Money dart. Right.
Oh, don't say that, Tim.
Yes, sir.
Receiver by 10 yards.
He didn't miss the receiver. Let's put it on loop for just a second. Can we enjoy this for just a second? Let's
Receiver by 10 yards. Receiver by 10 yards. Receiver by 10 yards.
All right, Corey didn't deserve that much, but you got to learn, man. You poke the bear, you're going to get made fun of. It's just the way it is.
Just real quick, 18 for 30, 234 yards, averaging 7.8, 4 touchdowns. It took 0 sacks. That's a rating of 124.2.
Who was that, Jake?
That was Jordan Love. What's his number, Tim? 10? Why is that?
Because he only throws dimes, baby.
Hey, what do we got here? Let's take a look at these numbers here real quick. And again, Michael, thank you for the super chat, buddy. We appreciate you greatly. So PFF just tweeted this out. Is that a turkey leg in a box? Is that what I'm seeing? Turkey leg
that's
trophy?
the trophy. Did they give him Player of the Game? That's Thanksgiving MVP. Yeah, good work, Jay
cool.
Money. Didn't forget his turkey leg this year. Let's go.
That's right. And PFF put the numbers out here. Jordan Love from a clean pocket on Thanksgiving. 14 of 17, 190 yards, 4 touchdowns with a 152.8 passer rate. Is that good? Did he break the game? Is that good?
High score. What does that mean? I don't get it.
Absolutely awesome. Jordan Love balling out. You love to see it. So like you said, Jacob, the final stats on the day don't look as pretty, but good enough. 18 of 30, 234 yards passing, 7.8 average, 4 touchdowns, no picks, was not sacked, and had a rating of 124.2. You're going to see him now. All of a sudden, we got to sit through it all week long, guys. The national pundits will be talking about how great Jordan Love is. All of a sudden, he's turning it on after 2 weeks ago. This guy is detrimental to the team. He can't win it when the game's on the line. It's just hilarious how things change so quickly, man.
Yeah. Gray Matter has a great point, too. Jordan Love, 3 of 3 on Thanksgiving. Bro, is absolutely – we're getting in a Toyota-thon. I'm just saying, strap up. Get ready for those commercials. Just saying.
Hey, Tim, he's got a passenger in Toyota-thon this year too, don't he, Tim? If I remember correctly, he got somebody riding shotgun in that brand new Toyota. We got Michael Parsons on board now, baby. The floating head, Michael Parsons. There. What a horrible Photoshop. So, you guys know who created that on Twitter. Let me know. We need to make fun of him, although we still love it though. So, Greg Rice in the chat says, "I think more run blocking offensive line would make this offense legendary." Yeah, it's tough because we just got through raving over the fact that Jordan Love wasn't sacked all day, and for every adjustment you make or every move you make, there's going to be a counter move, right? If you really lean into more run blocking offensive linemen, then we got to accept, all right, we're going to get sacked more. And Jordan has been really, really good at preventing getting sacked himself. But I don't know, man. Today, the offensive line, I didn't feel like we got bullied at all. Josh Jacobs, 17 carries, 83 yards. We averaged almost 5 yards a carry today, boys, with Josh Jacobs. So as a team, 30 carries, 125 yards rushing, 4.2 average with a long of 29. And it is worth mentioning that of that team average, Jordan Love had 5 carries for only 4 yards. So that really hurts that average, right? Less than a yard a carry. Bo Melton, 2 carries for 15 yards, averaging 7.5 a pop. So nobody was complaining about the end arounds today.
The reason I highlighted that comment just real quick, sorry, Tim, is because if you guys remember, Tom Brady, who supposedly is a professional now and does this, he highlighted.
Don't you do it to him, Jacob. Don't you go in on
He goes, I think the Packers' offensive line is clearly their strong suit is with their run blocking. And I just
went, what?
What the did that dude just say right now? And
that plastic face of his is going to his head.
I think that the Botox is moving slightly north to the brain. Because that just made me I dropped my cookies and I was like, what are you talking about, bro? Just look at PFF. That's your job. Like, you could just glance at PFF just right before the game and you'd clearly see that is not the case. And don't get me wrong, I'm glad that he thinks that we have a good route and blocking scheme and game and all that. But to Greg's point, if we were to have a more dominant run, we would just be an all-around better team. I agree with that completely. It's just the fact that Mr. Perfect Tom Brady, man. I mean, come on, man. You just do a little research, brother.
Well, just they've got producers and assistants for all that stuff, right? Big network money, man.
Not good ones, apparently.
I wonder if are they Uber drivers like the people that work for another organization?
You never know about these things, Tim. You never know, man. Maybe it's Uber Eats now, right? Maybe it's Uber Eats.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Wes Hodkiewicz tweeted out, Micah Parsons on becoming the first player to have 12-plus sacks in each of his first 5 seasons. His quote, how do we get to 6? Love it, dude.
Love it.
Absolutely love it. Dude's just never happy, man.
As a dog.
Now, Tom Silverstein with a Devontae Wyatt update. We got breaking news here, Tim. I don't know how much breaking news, but we got a little bit of breaking news. Defensive tackle Devontae Wyatt suffered a severe ankle injury, and it doesn't look good, according to Matt LaFleur. He said he's sick about the injury, which appears to be season-ending. So, unfortunately, probably broke his ankle or maybe a really, really extreme dislocation or something. I don't know. I'm not a doctor, but
so tough, man. Just like Tuck Norris, right? Tucker Kraft was on his way to a great season. Devontae Wyatt was on his way to finishing out a great season. It's just tough to lose guys like that.
Yeah, and Wendell Ferreira, of course, got the tweet for us. We've got us a new screen grab, Tim, that we got to add. Don't let me forget tomorrow when I get back in the studio, but I'm going to put it on the screen for you right now so you can see it. We have our latest Matt LaFleur content here. Where you? I know I just retweeted that. Come on now, retweet. Hopefully he didn't delete the tweet. I don't think he did. When he was asked about that and Torbert was interrogated about it too in the pit, where they interview all of the officials, and he basically doubled down that no, he called the timeout before the penalty happened. They asked him something else, a different angle. He said no, he called the timeout before the penalty happened. So he's sticking to his guns. But right here, we need this one for the show.
That's so good.
How good is that one, Tim?
Wow, looks like a James Bond villain.
It does.
That's me trying to get home on the highway.
Oh, easy now.
Keep it in between the lines there, buddy.
That's me dodging Mandy's right hook because I'm not downstairs with the family. That's right there. So, do we get any more super chats? We good? We're all caught up, right? Yeah, we're all caught up. Good deal. All right, man. Well, we're at the 51-minute mark. Man, I could talk ball with you guys all night, but it's Thanksgiving. I know everybody's got places to go and family to hang out with. Let's just go around the horn one last time here. How do you guys feel about this win? Anything you want to add before we wrap up?
Go ahead, Jacob.
I guess what I would ask you guys is, who do you think were kind of the unsung heroes? To me, I would argue that obviously Dontavian Wicks comes up in that conversation. I liked some of the young guys that kind of showed up. I think Keyshawn Nixon had an absolute ball of a game. You could tell that he was getting in Jameson Williams' face. And don't get me wrong, Jameson Williams had like 144 yards. Like, he was eating, right? But he got so pestered by Keyshawn, and that's like a unique thing. We've seen it with Ja over the years. We used to see a guy like Charles Woodson, who wasn't necessarily as barky, but was very aggressive and would get in people's faces. I think Keyshawn Nixon, I will eat my words because I said that I don't think that this guy should be a starter. I absolutely love the physicality he plays with and the fact that he is a chirper and he seems to back it up. I don't know if you guys remember the one play where there was a little crosser where somebody squirted free. I think it was Jameson Williams. He not only tackled him, he body slammed him with like a somersault type move where I thought there's no way that wide receiver's getting up because he hit his head so hard. Really loved the aggressiveness he played with. I thought Tyron Hopper had a good game again. And I just think that overall that defense, was it perfect? No. But just when we needed it, they just made the plays. And so I will give Halfley a game ball because it just seems like he gets these guys freaking excited to play football. And I can't wait to see what happens down the stretch.
I go unsung heroes on defense. DeMarcus Covington, Coach Covington, as far as our staff. Thought he did we saw a couple of real nice sideline shots of him talking with the boys on the D-line. Because like Clayton always tells us, right, you're gathering intel as the game progresses. So it's really fun to see on the sidelines. You see your coaches out there, taking that information they've gathered to go out there and push for that win in the fourth quarter. So I think we had good work from our DC and from our defensive line coach. And then I would say Zay McDuffie on the field for my unsung hero on defense. And then on offense, I'm going to go with Emmanuel Wilson. I thought when we lost Josh Jacobs there for a while, I thought Emmanuel Wilson came right in, picked up a few real nice runs, helped us move the sticks, keep the clock running there, doing a great job filling in. So those would be kind of my under-the-radar heroes in this game.
Yeah. And I think mine, we kind of talked about him a little bit already, but not for the same reason. Rasheed Walker and Zach Tom. The fact that Aiden Hutchinson, not only did he not have a sack, he didn't even have a quarterback hit all day long. So I think they really held up well on the edges. They like to move Hutch around a little bit, try to take advantage of the left, pop him back over to the right. So I thought the tackles played really well. And the other one, probably Luke Musgrave, man. You never hear him complain. He just goes out there and does what they ask him to do. And I feel like he did it really well today, man. I know it's just one catch, but again, when you got a big 6'5", 6'6" tight end running down the middle of the field, and he connects on that kind of play, you can bet your sweet ass the next time he's on the field, that defense is going, hey, watch 88 right here. Watch 88, because that's big boys. Goose says here, Aiden who? Exactly, right, Goose?
And then he says, go clean that stupid single eye paint off your face.
Exactly. Would you run out of eye paint? I actually like it.
Caterpillar coming in hot here.
Oh, super chat. Thank you, Caterpillar. He says, man, thank you all again for having this show today. A few unfortunate events kept me at home, and I wasn't able to join my family for Thanksgiving this year. This game and this show made this day a lot better. Happy Thanksgiving. You need to know, Caterpillar, that comment made my day. So,
me too, man.
Glad we can hang out and talk ball today, man. That's absolutely awesome. Thank you for being vulnerable enough to share that. And you always got family here, man. And sorry that you couldn't be with yours. And I had a blast talking ball with you guys today, man. Running out of getting that pregame show in, jumping in the car, driving down here. I'm telling you, the whole game long, I'm like, I can't wait till the postgame show. I know you guys look forward to it, and I greatly appreciate that. And I know the guys do too. But please understand, we appreciate y'all, man. This is a blast for us to get on here and talk ball. And thank you so much for the generous donos tonight, man. Happy Thanksgiving, buddy. All right, let's didn't mean to get mushy there at the minute. That made me a little emotional, but
you're getting a little choked up, ain't you?
Yeah, just a little bit, man. It's tough, man. I don't know what it is, man. When you get older, I know I'm only 43, but when you get older and you start to lose people, and you lose events, and you can't make it to this, and that one's gone for this, and you kind of, I don't know, man. You kind of understand what life's all about. So I don't take that for granted, for sure. That it's like a family in here. We greatly appreciate y'all. So
absolutely.
Amen.
Let's get out of here before I embarrass myself. All right. So we'll be back tomorrow morning. We're gonna do a Victory Friday edition, probably somewhere around 8:30 a.m., 8:45 a.m. Central Time. So set your clocks, grab a cup of coffee, and let's kind of walk through social media together tomorrow morning and relive this awesome Thanksgiving victory, 31-24 Packers over the Lions. And then we're going to take a few-hour break there, and I'll be back. And if the guys want to join me, great. There's going to be a Black Friday game between the Bears and the Eagles. We're going to do a live watch party, very laid back, do a little play-by-play commentary, eat a little bit of leftovers, the whole 9 yards, right? It's going to be a blast. So make sure you guys look for that stream as well. I'll get that created tomorrow morning for sure. So, happy Thanksgiving, Eric. Appreciate you, buddy. Appreciate you so much. And then, of course, Bates coming in here. Go Pack Go. Happy Thanksgiving, fam. And he done another $31.24 for the score, 31-24. The tradition continues. So
Bates the great. Thank you, sir.
Yeah. You guys are awesome. Tim, Jake, appreciate y'all so much, man.
Appreciate you too, guys. Like you said, our second family here, PTA Posse. I love it.
Absolutely. All right, that's it, guys. Packers win. We will see y'all tomorrow for Victory Friday. Go eat way too much food, all right? And then come in here and complain about it tomorrow. That's what I'm going to do. All right. So we'll see y'all tomorrow. Everybody have a wonderful evening. Happy Thanksgiving. Thank y'all for everything you do. And as always, go Pack Go.
There we go.
Nice.
Bye, guys.